What is going on, Polestar fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a good breakdown of the data points, what's influencing Polestar, and why right now Polestar, oddly enough, out of everything, has a very good opportunity ahead. So I'm going to go over all that. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get right to it. So it currently is down 1.78%, and I guess in comparison to the other EVs, it's actually doing fairly well. So Lucid is down 6.5%, Tesla itself down 10%. There's Rivian, Mullen, of course, so a lot of big blood in the market for the EV sector, but not necessarily so much with Polestar. So out of anything, like I've been saying, this has been very much unjustified, but on a very much red day, they seem to be holding up fairly well. But of course, that's just my own opinion on that. And of course, just in case you guys do not know, what is influencing the market right now is Tesla's earnings. Earnings per share revenue kind of came in line with the forecast, but their margins, that is one thing that did signal a little bit more of a negative aspect of them cutting the costs, attributed to obviously the broader economic concerns and also as far as the actual competition. So generally speaking, this is where a lot of people are saying, well, Tesla is on the verge of kind of going down. They have too spread out potentially. So this is a very good opportunity for instance, a lot of EVs to take some market share from Tesla. But more specifically in Polestar's case, because like I've mentioned, Polestar and Tesla are the only two pure global EV plays. So the fact that Tesla is kind of having some potential growing pains in some aspects of their business is a very good opportunity, for instance, with Polestar. And more specifically, even when it comes down to Polestar, there hasn't been any news, no SEC filings, nothing along those lines. So it's just been following the broader market and just the technicals as of late. But like I said, going forward, Polestar has been actually hitting their targets. So of course, this might be a very good time to potentially buy when it is at a substantial discount. But of course, like I said, that's just my own opinion on that. This also did come out. So Polestar 4, they had their launch in Shanghai a couple days ago. And oddly enough, it had a kind of a windowless rear. So that is kind of a little bit more of a backwards thing, but kind of looking on the inside, it makes sense and it kind of looks good and comfortable. Although I don't particularly like the yellow actual seat belt, but hopefully they can be able to change that. So when it comes down to it, I think this is going to be another groundbreaking asset for Polestar going forward. So definitely stay tuned for that. So I'll give you guys a quick overview of the data points, starting with the latest round of 13Fs. And you can see a nice wall of green right here. So a lot of new institutions increasing their position, but of course that came at the end of March. As of late though, the ones that have been disclosing for the most part have been holding and maintaining their position. There was this ETF, the Investco Clean Energy ETF. They increased 6% and they currently do have 2.2 million shares of Polestar. So of course, I think that's a pretty positive thing. When it comes down to it, I'll give you guys a quick overview of shorts, but like I've said in the past, I don't see it being a squeeze play. Just bringing this up because for the most part, it's a good benchmark. So as you can see right here, they are increasing 106,000 shares, but still that's kind of a drop in the bucket. 9.54 million shares overall being shorted. Cost to borrow average is going up a little bit, so around 14 or almost 15% give or take, and 3.66% of the free float is being shorted. So in comparison, Polestar actually does have a lower short interest than even Tesla. So just let that sink in for a minute. Even though based on the price action, it has sucked and very much unjustified, behind the scenes, a lot of shorts even see it as a less risk than, for instance, even Tesla. So again, just let that digest. But keep in mind, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But as you can see, there has been some pretty big transactions on the secondary market today, and a lot of them were very much biased. So 103,000, 119, and 148,000. So definitely a pretty positive thing. Behind the scenes shows that at least big money are kind of buying this potential dip with Polestar, and that's probably one of the main reasons why as well. It's really holding up fairly well. On the actual chart though, on the technicals today, because of this down day, it is in the lower percentile of the Bollinger Band, but still below a lot of the pivotal moving averages. So like I've said, it is just going to follow the Fibonacci levels. So currently 359 is where it's at right now. $3.24 is something that you really need to watch for. That is the next big support. And depending on if this trend continues to go down, you need to really watch that, because if it does break that, then unfortunately the $2 might be coming very, very soon, which does very much pay me to kind of hear. And as far as this goes, stochastic is cooling off a little bit, so this kind of rally potentially, or this uptrend that recently happened, put it in a little bit more of an overbought status. So it is cooling off a little bit. So of course that could be perceived as pretty positive. It is at 52 right now, but there is a little bit more of a bearish sentiment behind the scenes. So again, a lot of different data that is all coming at once. Number of retail investors have been getting out over the last couple of days. Looks like ever since April the 17th, give or take. So once again, maybe they just see it as kind of peaked potentially. So again, that's something you just need to realize. But given the circumstances of where things are, I do anticipate this whole Tesla debacle to continue to cause a little bit more of a tentative downtrend over the next couple of days, potentially, maybe even rolling into next week, maybe. That might be a little bit more extreme, but I do anticipate this to be tested. So the 324 most likely tomorrow, unfortunately. So again, that's something that you need to realize. And like I've said in the past, when it comes down to Polestar, you need to think bigger picture. That's where you're going to make the most money. Once people realize that Polestar is actually hitting their actual targets and doing a lot of good things, and once their new vehicles and technology gets unveiled and starts to actually hit production and so forth, that is where you're going to see a huge bump up in the price. So again, that's just my own opinion. When it comes to it though, let me know you guys' thoughts on Polestar in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And on a side note, give yourself a shout out if you have been buying over the last couple of days, because this kind of, once it bounced off of that $4 range, this is a little bit more of an intense drop in my opinion. And one final thing I just wanted to share with you, there is a good promo with 𝗪𝗧𝗪, link in the description below and also the comments. Just sign up for a free account and you get one free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So even if you just sign up for a free account, it's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion. Plus, 𝗪𝗧𝗪 does offer $0 commission and free level 2 trading. And as you can see, just deposit $100, you do get additional 4 free stocks. So complete no-brainer in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on all of that. And without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Polestar.